Hi, I'm Tom Field, Senior Vice President of Editorial with Information Security Media Group. I'm talking about cybersecurity's Achilles heel, the insider threat. It's my pleasure to be speaking with Pete Nourse. He's the CMO of Veriato. Pete, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
When we talk about the insider threat, which do you see as the greater risk? The traditional malicious insider who intends to do harm, or the accidental insider who gets taken advantage of by an outside actor or who makes a mistake?
It's a good question. They're both high areas of risk. I think one of the things that people don't understand is how many breaches actually come from insiders, and they could be accidental or malicious. There's a number of other categories they could fall in, but right now they're causing somewhere upwards of 50 to 60% of breaches are coming from the insiders. Malicious versus accidental. Depends on which survey you look. Right now, most people think when they start thinking about insiders, they think it's all accidental, because the people that they're working with every day, they could never do something bad. But unfortunately, a lot of the statistics don't bear that out. It's almost a 2-to-1 ratio where the malicious insiders are causing breaches, unfortunately. With the accidental insiders, it's a great opportunity for them to learn. Usually they're making some kind of mistake, and if you're able to identify that, teach them to stop the risky behavior, then it's a win for the organization.
Pete, I find often when we talk about healthcare and the insider threat, we're talking about record snooping. What do you see as the biggest insider issues in healthcare?
The biggest insider issues in healthcare are those threats that are having major impacts on the corporation. There are a lot of little things, but it's the big things. It's those attacks that are going to compromise thousands or maybe millions of patient records. Those are the kind of attacks that end up getting companies on the front page, affecting stock prices, ending careers, board level impact. Because healthcare is dealing with such sensitive information, it's keeping track and keeping that data safe. That's the key.
Talk to me about Veriato. What are you doing to help organizations address the insider threat?
With insider threat, the threat always comes from the endpoint. It's always user-based, and that's where we are. Veriato is on the endpoint, which is kind of a different philosophy and a different strategy than a lot of other security companies take. If you're on every endpoint, you're able to analyze and see exactly what's going on with each individual person and only get alerted when there's an anomaly, when there's a situation, when there's a problem. And Veriato also, when that alert comes across that there might be a problem with Joe or Tom, the security team can actually look right down into the PC and see exactly what's happening, see the on-screen data. So there's no question, there's no guessing about, hey, I saw a network file going across from here to there. They can see whether they're using it for a big report and it's totally innocent, or no, it's malicious and we need to take some action right away. So Veriato gives that true understanding of exactly what the behavior is happening so you can take action.
Pete, you're at our New York Healthcare Information Security Summit, and you delivered a tech spotlight session on Veriato. If you have one takeaway from that for the attendees, what would that be?
The one takeaway, I guess, would be that they understand how impactful insider threats are and that the volume of insider threats. Actually, the healthcare is at the top of the list in terms of the most insider threats coming from the healthcare industry. It's up to 71%. So it's a huge issue for the healthcare industry, and having a holistic endpoint-based security strategy to make sure you're keeping that patient data safe is critical.
Excellent. Pete, thanks so much for your insight today.
Well, thanks for having me.
We've been talking about the insider threat, and I've been speaking with Pete Nourse with Veriato. For Information Security Media Group, I'm Tom Field. Thank you very much.